Episode number 7 of Dirty Water Red Sox podcast with your host Rob Anglin and Italy Jet. Roll the intro! And here's your host, Rob Anglin and Italy Jet.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to the Dirty Water Red Sox podcast, episode 7, presented by Guy Boston Sports and Grandstand Productions. I am your host, Rob Anglin, with my co-host, Italy Jet. How are we doing? Also, great intro, looking nice and sharp now. I love it.
Hey, man, you know how we do on Dirty Water Red Sox podcast. But I think we should bring in our friends Devin and Noah, baby. What's going on?
What's up, boys?
Let's go, guys.
We're doing good.
Another week.
Boy, oh boy. I'm not going to lie. We have a lot to talk about here. There has been a lot that has went down since our last episode in Red Sox Twitter and Red Sox Nation. Lots to wrap our heads around. I'm going to start off with the biggest bomb that came out in the middle of the day last Thursday, and we're going to put the graphic on the screen here. Shocking. Chaim Bloom fired by the Boston Red Sox on Thursday afternoon, and my Lord, when I tell you guys, I was in the middle of class. I was on my way to class. I go to sit down. I'm on my computer's text and everything. I see a notification go off, and it says, Red Sox have fired Chief Baseball Operator Chaim Bloom. I'm in class. I'm trying not to freak out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like freaking out. Don't know what's going on. But hey, I don't know if this was prematurely happening. There's a lot of people that agree with this decision, a lot of people that disagree with this decision. I'm going to go around the table and we're going to talk about this because this is big news coming out of Boston. I'm going to start with Noah and we're going to go around and I'm going to ask Noah his opinion on this firing of Chaim Bloom and how he feels about it. I'm going to start with you, Noah. How are we feeling about this bombshell that dropped here in Boston the other day?
How we doing, guys?
Is advised.
So obviously I've been very vocal about this, but I think this is a horrible decision, right? This is an absolutely horrible decision. Chaim Bloom was here for what? About 4 years here in Boston, right? Not one of those 4 years was he given clearance by ownership, Fenway Sports Group, John Henry, to actually go over the luxury tax, spend money. The whole reason that Chaim Bloom was fired here for the Red Sox was to A, rebuild the team's farm system, which he successfully did, B, get the team under the luxury cap in a position to spend money, which he did, right? So Chaim Bloom was basically hired to reset the Red Sox in a way, right? So now you're going to fire him and let the next guy come in and take over for all the credit that Chaim's done. The next guy is going to come in and sign all these guys, and it's going to be like, oh, great job. He did this or he did that. And he's going to get to take all the credit for everything that Chaim Bloom did. Like, well, what don't we see there? I mean, if this is what Boston's plan was from day one hiring Bloom, then the fact of the matter is that he's been a scapegoat since the day he's been hired, and he's been basically on the hot seat, going to be fired as soon as he's done with his job here. I don't understand. And also, I won't go too deep into it, but if this is the direction that the Red Sox want to go every 4 years, rebuilding the farm, then selling it all off for a 5-year window, and then going right back to this in 5 years, they're going to fire the new guy and hire another type of Chaim Bloom guy to rebuild the farm, and then fire him. I would have just liked to see some long-term stability here, and I'm just not seeing that. If the Red Sox want to go for it twice every 5 years, fine by me. I would have just liked to see some more long-term stability from the team.
I agree. It's been a lot of shifting in the front office, and it seems like a pattern, and I'm going to mention the pattern when I go. I'm going to go last because I feel like there's a lot. I'm going to try and keep it short, I promise, to talk about what's going on because it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to take in with the news. I'm going to go to you, Dev. How are we feeling about the Chaim Bloom firing? Are you 50-50 on this? It is exciting. It's exciting, but kind of crazy to wrap your head around. How are we feeling, Dev? Are you happy about this move? Are you angry about this move? Do you think it's too premature? How are we feeling about this move? Because I know you're very optimistic and you supported Chaim Bloom at times, but how are you feeling about this move by the Red Sox?
I don't know about lately, Devin.
Dude, I did like I mean not last pod, but anyways, I was doing 3 backflips when I heard that Chaim Bloom was fired. I was like, man, this is happy days, finally the Red Sox did something right in firing the right GM. He hasn't done anything that's a big W except for Kyle Schwarber. I will stand by that. Minus the farm system, Noah, I will say that. The farm system he did great with. But other than Kyle Schwarber, he hasn't really done anything that's a W. So that is a big move by the Boston Red Sox. Firing Chaim Bloom was the right thing. I think if, with firing Chaim Bloom, I think there's a lot of good things coming our way for the Boston Red Sox. Could it be that we could get Shohei Ohtani, maybe trade for Mike Trout, or even get some, good pitching in, maybe some good outfielders, and maybe some, high middle infielders would be nice. So I'm very excited. I'm pumped up about, the Red Sox firing Chaim Bloom. I think they're going in a step in the right direction right here for the Boston Red Sox.
A step in the right direction indeed. The future of the Boston Red Sox is going to be in a lot of talks to talk about here in the upcoming future. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of changes that are going to happen, I think, in the future, not just with this front office, but maybe with management. We'll talk about that later on in possibilities. But I'm going to go to you, Italy Jet. How are we feeling about this move? How firing Chaim Bloom here in 2023?
I just don't understand. I understand there needed to be a change, but this was going in the right direction. Our farm system is great. We're bringing up players that actually have potential to be future Red Sox 5 to 6 years from now. Now I'm questioning, are we trying to win now again like we did four years ago, maybe 3? I want to know the consistency part. I understand there needs to be a fix in this organization. I understand that you want to keep Cora and maybe elevate him into the front office. I understand that. I don't want it to happen because I want his butt out of here, but I just don't get it. I thought Chaim Bloom was doing a good job, but I understand that he has gotten some fights with Cora. There is things with players in Bloom and Cora that have been very suspicious in this whole year. I get that, but bring someone else involved. Bring someone else to elevate this team to help Bloom. That's what he's there for, is to build the farm back up because of all the trades we went in for 2018. I get that. But right now, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm going to wait and see what guy they're going to bring in, what they're going to do with Cora, because I'm afraid what coach we're going to bring in after this. I am really afraid if it's Cora's going to the front office. A lot of stuff to unpack that, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's a very scary situation to talk about here with the Boston Red Sox future. Sorry, guys, for earlier. I sounded like I'm far away from the mic, too close to the mic. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think I'm good now.
You're echoed.
I know, it's the background. Sadly, I am in my empty kitchen here at 11 o'clock at night. We'll work on that, though, baby steps. So how I feel about the Chaim Bloom situation, I think Chaim Bloom I think he got cut a little bit early, like Noah said. I think he deserves a little bit more of an opportunity. He deserved one more year at least. They gave him a window. He was able to rebuild his prospects, build up the farm system like he was told to do. He was able to get under the luxury tax like he was told to do. And then entering 2024, this was the big test for Chaim Bloom. He had an opportunity to spend the money because they were under the luxury tax. He had money to spend in the offseason. This was the big test for Chaim Bloom to be able to put a winning team on the field while rebuilding and being able to spend the money finally. I noticed it's been a pattern as well with the Boston Red Sox to hire people and fire people based on building the farm system and firing. Theo Epstein obviously won a lot of championships with the Red Sox. They wanted to change. They hired Ben Sherrington, who's currently the GM and the president of baseball operations of the Pirates, who's doing a good job at rebuilding their farm system as well. But he came into Boston, rebuilt the farm system, got a lot of prospects. I mean, Xander Bogaerts, a lot of good players that won championships in 2013 with the Boston Red Sox with a supporting cast of veterans. Go down the line, he ends up losing his job, and the Red Sox hire Dave Dombrowski. They trade the prospects, build down the farm system, sign big guys to contracts, win a World Series in 2018. What happens in 2019 or 2020? They fire him. They fire him right before the Yankee series, and then they hire Chaim Bloom. Chaim Bloom comes in and does the same thing. It's like a pattern with the Red Sox and ownership. I feel like they bring in these guys to rebuild the farm system, shape up this team, and then build it all down again. And that's what I'm kind of scared of. I hope the next person that takes over here doesn't break down what Chaim Bloom did. We have a good farm system. We went from 30th to 5th in all of baseball since Chaim Bloom took over in the farm system. That is huge. And it's scary to see because the future of the Red Sox is bright, but you can build a future without trading away your home farm system, because that's one thing that happens in baseball. People trade away their farm system for win now mode, and then where's your future? It's not there. Speaking about future here, I want to talk about the future of the front office. Now that Chaim Bloom spot is empty, and now there possibly also is a general manager spot open as well. What is the future of this Red Sox front office? Alex Cora promotion? ? I don't know. I know how he was interested. He wasn't interested in managing for too long. So what will happen there? Well, I know he mentioned about the opportunity moving to the front office. What will happen with this Red Sox front office? Are we shaping up for a good future, or is it going to be scramble to find a guy? I'm going to go with you, Italy Jet. I'm going to start off with you. What do you think is the future of this front office is going to look like for the Boston Red Sox?
This is what I think it's going to be.
Stupid.
That's what I think it's going to be. I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. But this has been a pattern for years with us. We go all in, and then we only make it to the second round, and then maybe third round, and then next year we're screwed again. I mean, everyone has been saying that's been the quote all week since Bloom's been fired, right? There's going to be changes. There needs to be a change. What change? You haven't told anybody your changes. You're keeping it in house, and I respect that. But guys, I said last pod, me and Noah, man, 3 to 5 years that this team could be a World Series team. But if you're going to go in and put someone else in Bloom's position that might jeopardize the chemistry of this team, then it's going to be longer than that. I'm afraid what the future is going to look like. Whether it's going to be Cora out or in, I just want to know what the plan is. That's all I want.
I feel like one thing about the Red Sox, and especially as of late, they don't really have what's a plan, it looks like. I feel like they're just scrambling to find guys to take over positions and find a way to win with the pieces that they got. I'm going to go to you, Noah. How are we feeling about this future of the front office? Do you see Alex Cora taking a higher spot in the front office, or do you see him just finishing out his managing career and ending up just stopping and escaping from baseball in general?
I don't see Alex Cora moving into the front office because I mean, for a lot of you that have watched this podcast for a very long time, right? I'm not an Alex Cora fan, and I think I've made that clear and evident, right?
Yeah,
I'm not an Alex Cora fan. However, Alex Cora himself the other day said he thinks it's too soon for himself to move into the front office. So I'll take Cora's word on that. I don't think Alex Cora will be moving into the front office. And believe it or not, to that fact, to be honest with you, I don't even think Alex Cora is going to be managing the Red Sox next year. Not even a personal vendetta. I don't think Alex Cora is going to be around next year due to a few facts, right? With a new GM, usually comes his own manager.
I agree with that.
Based on that sole reason.
Yes.
With a new general manager, usually, most of the time, not all the time, with a new general manager, most of the time, he'll bring his new manager with him. As for the future of the front office, obviously concerning. But there are some names that I do like. General manager is currently Brian O'Halloran. Brian O'Halloran, I believe, is moving into a senior vice president role, so he's leaving his GM role. There's only one guy, personally, that I want to step into that GM role, and it's Eddie Romero. Eddie Romero, assistant vice president with the Red Sox, assistant general manager with the Red Sox. Also, lead international scout, signed guys like Xander Bogaerts, signed guys like Brian Bayo, signed all those guys. I think Eddie Romero is the perfect guy to step in and be the new general manager of the Red Sox. As for president of baseball operations, I'm torn. Because if you would ask me every day but today, Brandon Gomes of the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is the guy that I want. General manager of the Dodgers, that's the guy that I want. Brandon Gomes, that's who I want, right? But today, the name that I like, Mike Hazen of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the reason I'm coming around on Mike Hazen is because of a quote that I saw from Mike Hazen. I know I'm going on, so I'll kind of wrap this up. I forget what it was, but pretty much if a player has a flaw or a defect or a lack of talent, I'm not going to force play them on the field. I'll look for better options. And ultimately, it's what the Red Sox need. The Red Sox need options. The Red Sox need the best team possible on the field. And if Mike Hazen will deliver that, that's the guy that I want in charge.
A lot of options that the Red Sox have, and especially now with a lot of people having their contracts expiring, GMs having their contracts expiring, there's going to be a lot of options for the Red Sox to have a hole to fill, especially entering 2024 where they want to win as they rebuild their roster. Dev, what are we thinking? Who do you think is going to take over this front office for the Red Sox? Do you have any guys who you want to see take over a front office spot? And how do you feel this is going to turn out? Because it's going to be a wild offseason for the front office, and it's going to be a big shakeup in Boston.
I think so. I mean, it would be nice to see Alex Cora there as a GM, kind of do like an a la Brad Stevens thing, like, used to be a head coach for, Boston Celtics, but now as a GM. He's one hell of a good of a GM than he was of a head coach. He brought the Celtics to many playoff games, but couldn't get that championship caliber team. But I think Alex Cora could be possibly the GM that we're looking for. I haven't seen him as a GM. He's basically been, bench coach and a manager. But I just want a GM that, isn't afraid of being ballsy, spending a lot of money, even though you got to have some salary cap. But, someone that can help the team win a championship in the next 3, maybe 5 years, or maybe 2 years. Go out there, get an outfielder. That's good. Go out there and surprise and get a trade that no one would ever suspect, and get I don't know, maybe some good starting pitching, and don't give away too much of the farm system away. The Red Sox just need to not be ballsy and get outfield and pitching. Maybe a utility man would be nice, but I think Alex Cora seems like the guy to do it. I would have loved to see Theo Epstein, but he's not an option under Sam Kennedy. He said during the press conference, so no Theo Epstein, but I'm kind of excited and nervous to see what our new GM can bring to the tables for the Boston Red Sox.
I think a new GM here in Boston is definitely going to hopefully bring a championship within the next 5 years in Boston. I think, like Noah said, Mike Hazen's a guy that I think the Red Sox can go out and get. I believe he was with the Red Sox organization in a lower role before. So he has experience with the Boston Red Sox. So he's probably maybe a good option to have here. So he has a good relationship with John Henry, Sam Kennedy, and those guys. So that could be an option. I would love Brandon Gomes, I think, too. I think having a guy who worked in LA, the right-hand man of the president of baseball operations, and Andrew Freeman in there in LA. He knows how to get stuff done. He knows what it's like to win big games and obviously get to the playoffs every year. So that would also be a good thing. I think Alex Cora, I don't know, I'm a little scared of him. I think if he comes as the GM, first option, he's going to sign Kike Hernandez to a max contract because that's his boy.
Oh my God.
But no, in all seriousness, I think I wouldn't mind it. I know I said it before. I know I said it before about having him. I mentioned it a couple pods ago. I said I wouldn't be. I even said it. I speculated. Ain't that funny? I'm the manifestation here of that saying Alex Cora. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to a general manager role or front office role. I could honestly see it happening. Maybe not a general manager. Maybe not a president of baseball operations, but maybe like a scout or something. I could see him doing, helping out the Red Sox in the long run. But and that's the future of the Red Sox front office. I think Mike Hazen is the guy I want because he's familiar with Boston. He's familiar with the ownership, I think, and especially, I mean, look at Arizona. They've been performing really well. He knows that what it's like to rebuild a roster and put a winning team on the field. Speaking of putting a winning team on the field, that is something that the Red Sox haven't done in the last 2 series, and we have a couple series recaps to talk about here. Because the Boston Red Sox, against our division rivals, not only did we lose a series, we lost 3 out of 4 to our arch nemesis New York Yankees, but we got swept by the Toronto Blue Jays, who we used to handle in the playoffs and in the regular season. And now look at us getting swept. How are we feeling about this? It's the down times here in Boston. At the time of this recording, by the way, the Red Sox just beat the Texas Rangers. So we're going to talk about the week ahead with that later on and talk about the win. So possibly a series win. They won a game. They won a game, boys. Let's go. So we're going to talk about that later on,
There's just
obviously.
a tiny bit of hope.
Just a little bit. But let's talk about the past series because obviously with the highs that we have today, there's a lot of lows to talk about for the last week of Red Sox baseball. I'm going to start with you, Dev, since I finished off with you. How are we feeling about this past week? A lot of losing games, a bad slump for the Boston Red Sox who've been playing ugly baseball as of late.
I'm feeling absolutely terrible as a Red Sox fan. What do you want me to say? I'm happy that the Red Sox went freaking 1-6 this past week. You want me to say I'm happy about the way that the Red Sox finished off the season? No one in the clubhouse, no infielders or outfielders are bringing everyone together, rallying the troops, saying, a David Ortiz motivational speech saying, hey, we need to get our butts in gear and win a playoff game. We need to care about the playoffs. No one in this league for the Boston Red Sox are saying anything like that. Going 1-6. And the crazy thing about the Yankee series, we were always up in that series. 2-0, 1-0, sometimes 3-0. We held the lead in game 3, surprisingly. And Noah's favorite player, Trevor Story, hit a 3-run shot. And, that was history. But, it was just holding leads. That's the thing. But here's the thing. The Red Sox, their season's over. Their season's over. So, it's just sad to say that the Red Sox went 1-6. and we can just hope for the best right now.
Yeah, after losing 6 of our last 7 games, it's been an ugly, ugly time for the Red Sox. No, I'm going to go to you. How are we feeling about the Boston Red Sox right now? How are we feeling? I mean, obviously, it's nothing good to feel about losing 6 out of your last 7 ball games, but how are you feeling about the series recap? What do you think went wrong? What do you think went wrong last week for the Red Sox?
What didn't go wrong? What didn't go wrong? Can I ask you guys an honest question? And I can just be so honest, right? You lose 1 of 6 in like 7 games. You seriously need to win to stay alive, right? What is the mentality? Not only after losing, what was it, 3 or 4 to the Yankees? So was it 1 and 7? What was it? 1 and 7? No, 1 and 6. Sorry, 1 and 6. So you lose 3 or 4 to the Yankees. You lose 3 or 4 to the Yankees. The mentality should be, let's go get Toronto. Instead, they just fall back again. What's going on here? Like, season's on the line now even more in Toronto. You cannot get swept for the life of you. And you get swept. I really hate to say it, but this season's over. I mean, this season's over. Like, and there's not much. I mean, the only reason that I've been watching, if at all, has been Casas, and now he's shut down, and they brought Bobby Dahlbeck back up. So there's no reason to even watch the team anymore.
He got 2 hits
To
today.
even watch the team anymore.
Yeah, he did.
I'm going to be brutally honest, since we're all brutally honest with each other on here. I haven't watched much Red Sox baseball. I know I've kept up with the headlines, but over the past week, haven't watched much Red Sox baseball. It's just been really ugly stuff. They're a game under 500 now, which is really brutal. If they want any chance at the playoffs, I think they need to win out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 games left. Go 11-0, and I'll be interested. That's what I'll say.
You can't. I mean, true. I think the season's over as much as everyone else, but yeah, there's no optimism in me. I'm not gonna lie. After this week, it was very, very bad. I'm gonna go to Italy, Jed. How are we feeling? I know we're not feeling good, but what do you think? What do you think went wrong, and how are you feeling? I know you're feeling a little bad about this, but what do you think's gonna change? Something's got to change. Are you happy that the season's almost over? I know I am.
Hell yeah, I'm happy the season's over. This was so bad. Cora's not managing the team like I want him to do. He's not even listening to anybody. He's just putting an embarrassing show out there. He's not handling the pitching right. He's not handling the starting pitching right. He's not handling Kenley Jansen right. He's not handling anything right. Everything that Cora has been doing lately, even bringing up the young guys, that's the only thing he's done right. Is putting the young guys in there.
And he hasn't even played them. Half the time they're out of the lineup.
Exactly. So, Rafaela, thank you for hitting another home run. Appreciate you. But
here's your reward. You're out of the lineup the next day.
Exactly. So, no, I'm happy the season's over with. I'm ready to get started with something new. I've been watching this Red Sox team so closely lately, and I'm just more embarrassed. I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan. We're not Yankee fans here, but this is starting to get a little bit more embarrassing than the Yankees. I'm just going to be straight. Yankees are a crapshoot just like we are right now, but I didn't think that was going to happen. I really didn't think so. Now we're here. It's like, I'm done. I'm happy. Let's figure something out in the offseason, and let's just enjoy our trip, Let's figure it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a stretch of games that we need to, obviously, we're going to have to watch, sadly, this baseball team play. But I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. Watching that last week of Red Sox baseball really made me lose years of my life. Watching the Red Sox get dominated by the Yankees, especially holding a lead in most of those games and ended up blowing the leads. It's ugly to see. Sloppy baseball, and then you get swept by the Toronto Blue Jays in a series that you needed to win. They get their asses handled to them in Toronto. There's not much you could do. I mean, there's some plays I've seen a lot on Twitter too about the complaints about Ceddanne Rafaela's defense. I know that I think Spears is his name. I don't know his first name, but he's a writer for WBZ. Boomer's complaining. He got ratioed on Twitter, but he's a rookie. Mistakes happen. That's how you learn the game of baseball. Rafaela will be fine. I think, yeah. There's not a lot of hope left in this Red Sox team, I think. But all I'm saying, 11-0 run. If they go 11-0, they're winning the fucking World Series. I mean, this team is probably done, but we got to see how it goes. But all I'm saying, if they go 11-0 and win the World Series, shout out Chaim Bloom. He actually gets a ring with the Red Sox. But but
Rob, why don't you talk real quick? Keep talking for a little while longer because I want to see what their magic. I want to see what their magic number is to be eliminated.
Oh,
like how many?
Let's see.
That's what I'm
the magic number to be eliminated.
Oh my god!
Oh
like,
boy!
What do they have? Let's see.
That's a good question.
Very slowly. So
we're in last place. The fact that we're in last place and still somehow not eliminated from the playoffs, this just goes to show you how deep and how impressive the American League East is, because that's just crazy. The fact that we're not eliminated.
Very crazy.
Five.
Wait, so you're telling me we have 11 games left. If the Red Sox lose 5, they're done. But if they don't lose 5, there's still a magical chance that they can sneak into the playoff.
So hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, there's a lot more that could just be like, even if we win and like a team like Texas wins, even if we win, like that eliminates a game from us, I think. So like hypothetically, we would need to finish like 11-0, and Texas would need to finish like 6-6 in their final 12, something like that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Texas goes 6-6 because they're inconsistent too lately. But yeah, it looks like this future of this season, it looks like we'll be sitting on the couch and enjoying playoff baseball on the couch.
Exactly.
I'll be enjoying playoff baseball from Aruba next month, so that'll be fun, I guess. I'll get to enjoy that. Speaking about the future, though.
Tough,
sorry to cut you off.
Sorry, but even if Texas starts losing, it's tough because then you need Seattle and the Yankees to lose, too. You need 3 teams to finish sub 500, and you need to win out. The odds are almost astronomical. While not impossible, very improbable.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of math, so I'm not trying to do all that math. But all I know is I'm just going to say this right now. Season's over.
They're not.
Let's just say season's over here. I'm not trying to be the bastards of Boston baseball, but I think it's over. I think season's done here. Shout out to them. They're very pessimistic, but right now I'm feeling like them. Future of this team, though, there's a lot. We're going to talk about the future because there's 3 topics here that we have for the future. But let's talk about the future. The future greatest, and honestly right now, probably the greatest baseball player of all time, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is interested in the Boston Red Sox. Yes, you heard that right. Shohei Ohtani is interested in playing with the Boston Red Sox possibly. Does this mean we're going to sign him? We don't know. We don't even have a GM, so we don't even know how the fuck we're going to sign him, but we're going to figure that out. But Shohei Ohtani to the Boston Red Sox would make me very happy. Very, very happy. I'm going to start with you, Italy Jet. How would you feel if Shohei Ohtani came to Boston? I know you heard the rumors. Are you excited? Do you think Masataka Yoshida can get the deal done to help them get him here?
Are you kidding me? New Balance is going to get that deal done over here if that happens. They're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay some of his salary to get him on the Red Sox too. It's not just Yoshida. No, he's not coming to the Red Sox, guys. There's no way. I can't see that happening. He had a really interesting injury that brought him back to Japan right now. I just can't see. I think he really wants to go to a contender that's ready to win now. Do we have places to put him here? I think we do, but we have seen Shohei get really frustrated at times, and he is a good influence in the locker room, but this past year, especially the last month, he hasn't been a good teammate. Like he has divided the locker room a little bit. Right now, if he's going to go anywhere, he's probably going to go to the West or somewhere more further east. I just can't see him with the Red Sox right now. As much as I want him here, I'm worried about his injuries, like these past injuries. I just want to see what happens. That's all I got to say about it.
All I'm going to say is we dealt with Chris Sale for like 5 years. I think it'll be okay to deal with Shohei Ohtani for a little bit.
Yeah, but that got old really quick, Rob. Really quick. Like 3 years too late. Old. That was 3 years old.
You do got a point, but can Chris Sale hit 44-plus homers? I don't think so. I'm willing to take the good with the bad here.
I understand that, but how are we going to pay him?
We're going to figure this out. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page. I'm going to start a GoFundMe. If all 25,000 of my TikTok followers pitch, and that's $25,000 right there towards that. So everybody, start a GoFundMe. Shohei Ohtani to Boston. Click the link in my bio.
Rob, that's his house payment.
If they all get $25 million, we may be halfway there.
That's his house payment. That's his house
American dream.
Nothing.
A man can dream. Noah, how we feel? Do you think there is a possibility about Shohei Ohtani coming here? I know there's been rumors and speculations, and there's been a lot of talks about maybe him going to the West Coast. If he does come here, how do you think those will impact Boston baseball? And do you honestly, realistically think he's going to come to Boston?
Yeah, I mean, he's not coming here. Come on, he's not coming here.
Thank you.
He's not coming here. It's not that I don't want him here because, like, a man.
I mean,
can
who
dream.
wouldn't?
Yeah, I get
A
it.
man can dream, right? But personally, I don't think Shohei Ohtani's ever going to pitch again. I think his pitching days are done, right? So I think when you sign Shohei Ohtani, you're paying $500 million for his bat, right? Is his bat worth $500 million? I'll let you decide that, right? Some will say, I don't know. Is his bat worth $500 mil? Excuse me.
I
Oh my
mean,
God.
if he could pitch, I mean, yes. If he could pitch,
Absolutely.
absolutely. But
Pitch, absolutely. But my concern, and the main concern that I've kind of been saving, he's a lefty. The Red Sox do not need any
another
more
lefty.
left-handed bats. Shohei Ohtani, obviously, I get it. And if it means telling Alex Verdugo, get on your high horse, get out of here, which we'll talk about in a little bit, we don't need any more lefties.
we don't.
That's the problem. So would I love to have Shohei Ohtani here? Absolutely. But Shohei Ohtani is not coming to Boston. And it just wouldn't solve our lineup problem. It would. It would absolutely solve our lineup problem. But, like, balance-wise, no, it wouldn't.
I agree in a sense, but I have a take on it, how I feel in a minute. I'll let Dev go first before I mention this because, I mean, let's just say in MLB The Show, if we're talking about MLB The Show, absolutely, we're all signing Shohei, but that's what budget's off because he's going to need a lot of money. Dev, how are we feeling? Are you usually optimistic? Lately, this past couple of weeks, you've been pessimistic. I don't know, but how are you feeling about Shohei Ohtani? Do you want him in Boston? I mean, who wouldn't want him in Boston? Do you think he's coming to Boston?
Optimism.
And if you do you think there's a fit for him? How are you feeling? Do you think Shohei is a Boston Red Sox in 2024?
I want to say yes. I want to say yes and no. Yes, because I want to be that Red Sox fan that's like, hey, yeah, Shohei Ohtani is definitely going to, fit here in Boston. We're going to have another left-handed bat and everything else. But to be real, I mean, I think he's going to be a Dodger. I honestly think he's going to be a Los Angeles Dodger.
100% agree.
It's looking like it.
Agree.
Or Mets.
But,
how about this, though? 2 weeks ago,
would I be surprised?
2 weeks ago, he was Mr. Positive. Last week, he was Mr. Negative. This week, he's Mr. In Between, baby.
We're making
That's
progress.
Right. They call me Mr. In Between. That's right.
Okay. No, that's not
progress.
Here's the thing. Would I be really surprised if he goes to the Yankees, though? I would not, because, it's the Yankees. They want to pay big shots. They want to pay big money. They're a poverty franchise right now, even though they're a better team than us, statistically. But I mean, I would love Shohei. I'd love to see him in a Red Sox uniform. It would be nice, but will he sign here? I'm going to go with 0.9% he does not sign. 0.9 he does. The other rest, he goes to the Dodgers. Like, we can all have the dreams of him coming here. It would be great. We'll be probably doing somersaults in the air saying, oh, we finally have our new Babe Ruth here. This is great. But, I want him here. I really do, but it's just not looking too good for the Red Sox. I heard he has interest, but I don't think he's coming here.
The interest kings are back. I think the thing with the Boston Red Sox right here, what they need to do, it's hard. It's hard to say. I honestly I don't think he's a Boston Red Sox. I'm gonna put it right here. I could dream. I think you guys might have a shot. I'm gonna say two teams that I think he goes to. It's gonna be a sleeper team. The San Francisco Giants, because they want to spend more money on a big star. We've seen it last offseason. They were offering contracts to Arson Judge, not Aaron Judge, and Trey Turner and Carlos Correa. So they were willing to offer money. And then another team that I realistically can see him going to is he's going to stay in the division. He's going to go to the Seattle Mariners, I think, is the main one. I think Seattle, they got Ichiro over there. They can lure him in. Ichiro is a big, it's everyone's idol. Growing up in Japan, that's his idol. So, getting to spend time with his idol. Ichiro is always active with the Mariners. He's fielding ground balls, helping them out. Imagine Shohei Ohtani going over there in Seattle with that influence. We saw how Seattle treated Ichiro. They loved him over there, and it's good marketing because it's on the West Coast. And a lot of times in Japan, it's the time difference. They can actually stay up and watch the game, so the viewership of the games will go up too. I feel like Seattle's a spot for him. Do I think the Red Sox can make a stretch out of it? I mean, he wants to play in the West Coast, but I mean, they said his relationship with the New Balance CEO might get it done. And I mean, I read into something about their pitch, and they showed Shohei Ohtani what it was like to play in Boston. All the Boston legends, like a slideshow, had a meet and greet with him. This is when he was originally an international free agent before he went to LA, and he almost went to Boston. So think about it this way: if moving forward, he lure him out of LA, I could see it happening if ever all the dominoes fall in place. But again, you want to pay him for being a pitcher and a hitter. I don't know if he'll ever pitch again. Maybe he could. Who knows? But multiple Tommy John surgeries, I don't see that happening. But we can dream. Speaking about dreaming in another future, Alex Verdugo. What's going to happen with Alex Verdugo? Is he going to be traded to a different team? Is he still going to be on this roster? He has an attitude problem, as a lot of people are saying. He is I wouldn't say a hard player to coach, but he's been in the headlines a lot this year, and I don't know where his future stands right now. I'm going to start with you, Noah. How are we feeling? Do you think Alex Verdugo has time in Boston, or you think his time is done? Because as of late, I've been seeing in the chats, you've been turning the page on him a little bit, I think.
Oh, man, this is really tough for me, right? Because I actually like Alex Verdugo, right? I know a lot of people don't, but I actually do like Alex Verdugo. I think he's an okay baseball player. I think he's an above-average fielder, and I think he's a below-average bat. Now, where do we meet in the middle with this? I think that Alex Verdugo will be the odd man out, but I'm not even going to get into that. That's a song for another time. But I was going to say I would prefer them. I don't even know. I don't know if I want to spark this controversy. I'll just briefly say it. Masataka Yoshida, step up, bro. Step up. Start hitting the ball. Step up. That's all I'll say about that. Without going.
Hey, keep Yoshida out of your damn mouth.
That's all I'll say about that. I don't know, man. It's so tough, right? Because I don't think personally, Alex Verdugo. What does he do better than Wilyer Abreu? Someone step up. What does he do better than Wilyer Abreu?
Nothing really.
Wilyer Abreu could just easily step in and take that starting job. But again, the problem, it's another lefty bat. It's another lefty bat. This team is a lefty overload, but I'm getting off track here. Alex Verdugo, there are clear replacements, whether Raffaello moves to a corner, Wilyer Abreu, whatever. There's just options, and he's just an easy guy you can move out. So I don't see him being here next year just because of how replaceable he is.
Yeah, Alex Verdugo is the guy, and I'm going to speak a little bit because I think that there's a lot to jump off of that. There's going to be, I think, I don't know. The thing is, you're weighing it in a situation where you have Alex Verdugo on this team right now, and he's been a sparkle. He's been your most clutch hitter in big situations throughout the time. He's been a good leadoff hitter for the Red Sox, so I think that's why you have Jarren Duran. I think he's going to be the leadoff hitter next year. Alex Verdugo, though, in the sense, if he gets traded, there's going to be a lot of backlash from Red Sox fans, I think, because honestly, here's the situation. You basically traded 2 years ago Mookie Betts. You traded Mookie Betts you traded Marcus. Yes, you traded Mookie Betts, and guess what you traded him for? Verdugo. That was the main focus on your team, to trade for Alex Verdugo. Now Alex Verdugo is gone. What does that do? How does that look for Red Sox fans? You got Connor Wong. Literally, that's you traded Mookie Betts for Connor Wong. That's how I look at it. It's a bad look on the situation for that. But if you trade Alex Verdugo, you got Wilyer Abreu. You got Wilyer Abreu still there. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a good outfielder. You got Ceddanne Rafaela. He's going to probably be in that outfield. You could slot Duran into a corner. This team's young outfield's still pretty good. Honestly, I think there's still hope. But do I see Verdugo's? I don't know. That's the thing. I'm 50-50 on it. I love Verdugo.
Oh, my God. Completely
can't forget about
Duran.
JD.
Yeah.
My heart's telling
God.
My heart's telling me I want Verdugo here still because I think he is still a good player. But do I see him staying with the Red Sox in the offseason? Probably not. I think he does get traded in the offseason for a pitcher. I'm gonna go to you, Dev. I know you like Verdugo. Do you see him getting traded? Do you see him staying with the Red Sox? What is your thoughts on the future of Alex Verdugo?
I think Verdugo stays here. I think he's a very, great player for the Boston Red Sox. He could be a great leadoff hitter. He has a great arm, great power. You know, him and Connor Wong are the only pieces left in the Mookie Betts deal. And if you trade him away, it's just like you said, all you have is Connor Wong left. And I feel like Connor Wong could be tradable if you let go of Alex Verdugo or if you trade him away. The question is he a tradable piece? Where do you trade him to? Hell no, you're not sending him to your divisional rival with the Yankees, the Rays, the Orioles or the Blue Jays, but maybe you can send them to, the Arizona Diamondbacks, get a little Kento Marte who can play the outfield, the infield, a little bit of this and that. So hopefully Verdugo does stay. I think he's going to be a core piece of the puzzle that we've been wanting. Is he a Mookie Betts? No, he is not, but he's a good core to the puzzle that, we've always wanted. He has great throwing power. He has great bat, his leadership. It has been very achy in the past couple of games, but I think he could be a great leadership here. But I think Alex Verdugo stays here for the Boston Red Sox.
Sorry, guys, I was having some technical difficulties. I think Alex Verdugo is in a situation where he could be gone, and I don't know how to feel about this. My heart's hurting for him. I like the guy, but I don't know. It's a little shaky. Gino, how are we feeling? Do you think Alex Verdugo is gone this year? Do you think he's gone in the offseason, or do you think it's time that he stays, or do you think his time in Boston's done after 3 years?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. I mean, Abreu, Duran, Rafael are the future. They signed Rob to one more deal, Rob Refsnyder. Masataka Yoshida obviously is going to be a DH or the left field. And honestly, I could see them signing Duvall back. And Verdugo is going to be the odd man out for a trade to get a pitcher. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's going to happen. I think they love Duvall too much. With stuff that he's been doing lately, I think that's going to happen. They're going to do a trade package for Dahlback, and I think they're going to do it for Verdugo, and then we're going to get a good pitcher. That's personally what I would think, but it does suck with the Mookie Betts thing because I think Wong is the only piece. He is the only piece. Downs, who the heck knows where he's at now? He's probably in Japan. Who knows? So I think overall,
Washington, I think.
Whatever. He could be in. I don't give a crap. He's not worth it. He's not even worth it. So
he's with the Nationals.
Good for him. Good for him. I don't care. He is going.
There is a downside to that. So
he sucks.
Exactly.
Actually, he's playing negative ball in the major leagues.
What did I just say? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. So
your point stands.
Wong is one of the futures though. Him and Kyle Teal. When Teal's ready, I love Wong to stay here to be a backup or a starter. But other than that, Verdugo's gone in my opinion.
Alex Verdugo, you heard it here first from Italy Jet. Gone in the offseason. We got one more topic here, and then we're going to wrap up this episode. We're going to talk about the 2024 free agent outlook. Now, the Boston Red Sox, what they need to do here is they need to go out and make moves on this roster, and their main focus got to be pitching. First things first, let's talk about this. It's got to be pitching. Their lineup's in a good spot. They're a top 3 offense in baseball, but they need pitching. What are you guys thinking? Who do you think the Red Sox should sign in the offseason for pitchers? I know their bullpen's in a good spot, but there's some guys on expiring contract. Oh, here we go. Perfect. A graphic on the screen right here. Out of all these guys, who do you think the Red Sox should go after? Who do you think would be a perfect fit in this Red Sox rotation? I know a guy that Italy Jet likes. I'll start with him because I think I know who he's eyeballing on this list. I'll start with Italy Jet and go around. Italy Jet, who do you want the Red Sox to sign out of all these pitchers? And who do you want the Red Sox to sign minus a pitcher? Who do you think they could go out also go after?
Man, give me all the Japanese prospects, baby. Give me some Italian prospects and bring some tiramisu with you, baby. That's all I want. Give it to me. That's all I want. Here's what I'm thinking right now. Let's look on this screen real quick. You got to go with the number 1 guy. Can't really say his name though. Yamamoto. I want him, and I want Aaron Nola. I think Aaron Nola could be a great piece for the Red Sox and Marcus Stroman. I want these 3 players: Nola, Stroman, and Yamamoto. That would be a great thing. Will all 3 of them be on the team? Probably not. But at least if you get 2 of them, I will be okay with that because then we can finally have some pitching because that's been struggling for the Red Sox all this year. That's just me though.
Not just this year, but I feel like in years past, it's been a repeating theme for the Red Sox. It's just been pitching. Pitching's been brutal. No, who do you think the Red Sox should go out and get? I know this free agency pool is pretty deep with pitching, and I think that's the move that needs to be done. Who do you think the Red Sox should go after? You think they should go after a team-friendly guy, or you think they should go out and spend the big bucks here?
There are no hitters. Let's take that off the table.
Amen. Amen.
No hitters. Okay. Let's just let's preface that. There are no hitters. It's all pitchers. I would give absolutely anything for Yoshinobu Yamamoto to be on the Red Sox next year. But I have a really bad feeling that he's going to end up in the Bronx. I have a really bad feeling.
Yes.
So,
Mets or Yankees?
If you could put that graphic back up on the screen, I would put Yamamoto in a tier over anybody. Because I don't think Garrett Cole's opting out. I don't think Garrett Cole's going anywhere. If Yamamoto falls through, right? Blake Snell and Corbin Burns.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I think
Damn.
Corbin Burns is still an elite level pitcher. And even if you don't view Corbin Burns as a number one anymore, he's still a really solid number two. Blake Snell running away with the NL Cy Young this year. I don't know how people think Justin Steele is even close to him. Blake Snell running away from the Cy Young. But before I get ahead of myself, it needs to be Yamamoto. It needs to be Yamamoto over anyone. They need to spend on Yamamoto. This guy is the real deal over anybody. Tomorrow, immediately, right now.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He is going to be eyeballed by a bunch of major league teams. 29 out of 30 teams. I feel bad for whatever team didn't go to that scouting event.
Oakland.
Yeah.
Oakland.
Probably Oakland. Dev, how are we feeling? You saw a pool of pitchers. Who catches your eyes? I know there's a couple guys in there that I have my eyes circled on. I'm going to get back to in a second. But Dev, who do you think the Red Sox are going to sign for pitching? And I know Noah said there's no bats. I have a guy in mind too, but I'm going to say that in a second. Dev, how are we feeling? Who do you think the Red Sox are going to sign to revamp this rotation in 2024?
I mean, the four pitchers I can see us going after is Yamamoto, Blake Snell. I think Aaron Nola could be a wise person for us to get. Blake Snell. I don't think Eduardo Rodriguez would be a guy to fit us because he's already been with us. Shane Bieber is not a bad option too. If we could get two out of those four pitchers like Snell, maybe Shane Bieber. I know he has some anger control, and as long as he doesn't throw balls over the center field wall after giving up 6 runs, then we'll be totally fine. But I think that if we can get 2 out of those 4 pitchers, I think the Red Sox will have a solid offseason for getting those 2 out of 4 pitchers.
I think this Red Sox offseason is going to be a big offseason, and I feel something coming here in Boston. Can you can someone put the graphic on the screen for a second, just so I can show something real quick, just so you guys can get us ice. Look at Yoshinobu Yamamoto there. Doesn't he look good with a B on his head? That's what needs to be happening in the major leagues. It's such a beautiful B. I think it'll look good with a Boston Red Sox B on it. I personally think that Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to be a big target. I wouldn't mind seeing a guy also like Aaron Nola. I like Aaron Nola. He's a great pitcher. He's had a down year this year, but I think he'll be good. I think he'd be a good fit for the Red Sox. And I also think, Corbin Burns, obviously the Red Sox need an ace. I mean, they got Brian Bale. He's going to be the future ace. He's young, but you need that solidified ace. And Corbin Burns has proved it in Milwaukee. He's said numerous times in the offseason also that he wanted kind of out of Milwaukee because their contract talks are going off. But I wouldn't mind seeing them in a Red Sox uniform. Corbin Burns would be great. A free agent bat. I know we don't have a list here, and I said it last offseason because I thought he was going to have a good year, and he actually did. Give me Cody Bellinger. I know we don't need left-handed bats, but give me Cody
he's
Bellinger.
A lefty. He's a lefty.
He is a lefty. He is a lefty, but hear me out. You could trade Alex Verdugo and get a former MVP who could play an elite level center field. You moved Duran to left. You got Rafaela and right, who has good range, a good arm. I can see that happening. And if you need someone to platoon first base too, he's been doing it a lot with the Chicago Cubs this year too. So there is options there. Free agency, the pool's not deep.
Dude, I'm so sorry, but I'm just thinking about it right now. Every prospect we have is a lefty too. Marcelo Meyer, Mikey Romero, Kyle Teal, Roman Anthony, Cutter Coffee. The list goes
The
on. They're
mastermind,
all lefties.
Listen,
They're
Chaim Bloom
all
loves his
lefties.
lefty hitters. Chaim Bloom
Yeah.
loves his lefty hitters. Maybe there's a trade on the upcoming in the offseason. Who knows, to get some
not
right-handed hitters in this
lefties.
He
team.
ain't even here
Rafaela.
anymore. He ain't even here no more.
He ain't even here. I agree.
Exactly.
Someone's got to fix this shit.
All right.
He's gone.
All right, we're gonna do
days.
one more thing. I'm gonna do very briefly. Week ahead, Rangers. Obviously, we just won a game against the Texas Rangers. Do you think we win the series? And then obviously the Chicago White Sox come to Fenway Friday night. By the way, it's Kenway Park, Barbie night at Fenway Park. I'll be there. No, I'm playing basketball there.
No.
There is a promotion. They're calling it Kenway Park for Barbie. They're handing out shirts. This should be fun. Do you think we win the series against Texas? Do you think we win the series against Chicago? I'll keep it brief. We'll wrap it up after this one. I'll start with Italy, Jet. Do you think we're winning the series against Texas? Do you think we're winning the series against Chicago? What do you think?
I think we have a good chance to win 2 from Texas and 2 from the White Sox. They both are not good teams right now. If we could take advantage of that, I would be happy if we win 2 each. But the way this team is going, we're so damn hot and cold against good and bad teams. You have no idea what's going to happen with this team. They could show up and they could eat all the dessert and not do anything. Or they can eat healthy and then they're great. Who knows what's going on in that locker room? So I would just be happy with 2 wins with Texas and 2 wins with the White Sox. And then that's it. I hope. Fingers crossed.
Man can dream. A man can dream. If the Red Sox can get their stuff together, I think they'll be all right. Noah, do you think the Red Sox win the series against Texas? Do you think they win against Chicago? What are your thoughts? Do you think they're going to win 2 series in a row?
Yes, I think they will because of how bad both teams are. Italy Jet kind of hit the nail right on the head. Boston has been struggling lately, but I would argue that Texas has been struggling more. And the White Sox, I don't know what happened to the White Sox this year, man. They were pretty much the unanimous pick there to win the AL Central, and it just didn't happen. And they're kind of like in 4th place right now. So I think they will win both series. I mean, there's no real reason, as bad as Boston's been, to not win both series, I think. But unfortunately, I don't think it will save the Red Sox season.
No saving in the Sox season. Dev, what are we thinking? Do you think the Red Sox win back-to-back series against 2 mediocre teams at the late? Not saying the Rangers are bad, but they haven't been performing well lately.
To be honest, I think the Rangers will take 2 out of 3, and the White Sox will sweep us. I think that's how I'm feeling about this right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I would have said we would have swept, but right now we're not looking like a team that could win anything. Yeah, so you know what? We're going to go 1 for 6 this week. 1 for 6. Tonight is our only win. So pack your bags, folks. Magic number will be probably 1 when we all come back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I mean, is he wrong? Maybe not. I think the Red Sox won this series against the Rangers. I think the White Sox series, I think we can win 2 out of 3. I think the Red Sox will win back-to-back series. And then we have a big series against Tampa Bay. There might be something brewing for next week. I'm not going to talk about it, but let's just tell you right now, this next episode is going to be something good. Just wait on it. I'm telling you guys. I'm going to send it to Gino to wrap us up here on this amazing episode 7 of our podcast.
Okay, guys, that has been the conclusion of Dirty Water Red Sox podcast. Next week, we have something special for you. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be doing a recording live at a bar. It's going to be awesome. But shout out to Justin, the producer, man. Shout out to Justin, the producer, hooking us up. And but we're going to just leave that little bit because next week you'll find out more. But
I will not be at the bar because I am not 21.
Not be at the bar.
Yeah, well, it's so sad, Noah.
I'll be there in spirit.
Yes, we will. You will be.
We'll call you on FaceTime.
No, you will be on the stream. We will be figuring that out somehow. But hey, there's a new Dirty Water chant each week. This time it's Devin. Devin, who are you picking?
All right, Rob, send us home, my friend.
All righty, guys. I love saying this. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe to Guy Botson Sports. Subscribe to Grandstand Productions. I'm going to wrap it up on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love that dirty water. Let's.
Woo! Thank you for joining Dirty Water Red Sox podcast, episode 7. Tune in for episode 8 next Monday, September 25th. Roll the outro!